Chosen one, this is not a warning. This is divine instruction, dropping into your spirit like a sacred decree from the throne room of heaven. What I'm about to reveal will shake the very foundations of everything you thought you knew about your journey. God himself has spoken into the atmosphere, and his words are clear. When it begins to manifest, you must hide. Not out of fear, not out of weakness, but out of divine strategy. This hiding is not retreat. It is repositioning. It is not abandonment. It is activation. If these words are finding you right now, if something deep within your chest is burning with recognition, then know this. You are exactly where heaven orchestrated you to be. The timeline has already been written. The plan has already been sealed. And what's coming requires you to move with precision, not panic. Listen closely, chosen one. There's a shift happening in the spiritual realm that your natural eyes cannot yet perceive. Angels are assembling. Principalities are trembling. The very fabric of reality is bending to accommodate what God is about to do through you. But here's what most don't understand. Before every major breakthrough, before every divine elevation, there is a strategic withdrawal. Moses hid in the wilderness for 40 years before he delivered a nation. David hid in caves before he wore the crown. Jesus himself withdrew to solitary places before performing his greatest miracles. This pattern is not coincidence. It is prophetic protocol. And now, it's your turn to understand why heaven is calling you to step back when everything in you wants to step forward. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That strange sensation that something massive is shifting. The dreams have become more vivid. The synchronicities more frequent. Numbers appearing everywhere, 111, 333, 777. These are not random. They are countdown markers. Heaven is signaling that the manifestation is near. But with great manifestation comes great exposure, and not everyone celebrating your potential victory is actually celebrating you. Psalm 27:5 declares, "For in the day of trouble he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent and set me high upon a rock." This hiding is not punishment. It is protection. It is not delay. It is divine timing. The instruction to hide is triggering something ancient in your spirit because your soul remembers what your mind has forgotten. You've been here before, in another season, another timeline, another test. But this time is different. This time the stakes are higher. This time, what you're carrying is not just for you, it's for generations. The wealth transfer, the influence shift, the platform expansion, the relationship breakthrough, the healing miracle. Whatever God has promised you is so significant that hell itself has dispatched specific assignments to intercept it. But here's what the enemy doesn't know. Your hiding is his confusion. When you obey heaven's instruction to withdraw, you become invisible to demonic radars. You slip through the cracks of their surveillance. You move in dimensions they cannot access. Let me tell you what it is, the thing God says to hide from when it happens. It's the moment when everything you've been believing for suddenly accelerates. It's when the phone calls start coming, when the opportunities materialize out of nowhere, when people who ignored you suddenly want proximity, when resources begin flowing, when favor becomes undeniable. That's when heaven says, hide, not permanently but strategically. Because in that moment of manifestation, you are most vulnerable to pride, to distraction, to energy vampires, to destiny thieves. Your breakthrough carries frequency, and that frequency attracts both angels and adversaries. Remember when Elijah called down fire from heaven in 1 Kings 18? Immediately after that supernatural demonstration, Jezebel threatened his life, and God told him to hide. Not because God couldn't protect him, but because there was more God wanted to reveal in the hiding. The still, small voice only came in the cave. The next level of instruction only came in isolation. Your hiding place is your revelation chamber. It's where God downloads the blueprints for what comes next. It's where he reveals who to trust, who to release, who to partner with, and who to avoid. In hiding, your spiritual eyes adjust to see what you couldn't see in the spotlight. This divine hiding has 7 purposes that heaven wants you to understand. First, purification. When breakthrough comes, mixture tries to attach. People with agendas suddenly become supporters. Opportunities that look golden carry hidden chains. In hiding, God filters out the mixture. Only what's pure remains. Second, fortification. Your spirit needs strengthening for what you're about to carry. The weight of glory requires a fortified foundation. In hiding, God reinforces your spiritual infrastructure. Third, revelation. The instructions for managing your breakthrough don't come in the noise. They come in the quiet. God speaks clearest when the world's volume is turned down. Fourth, protection from premature exposure. Some blessings can destroy you if you're exposed to them too early. Joseph's dreams were real, but revealing them too soon led to 13 years of preparation. Your hiding prevents premature revelation that could delay divine manifestation. Fifth, spiritual alignment. In hiding, God aligns your spirit, soul, and body. What was fragmented becomes whole. What was scattered becomes focused. You emerge from hiding as a unified force. Sixth, divine timing synchronization. Heaven operates on Kairos time, not Chronos time. In hiding, God synchronizes your internal clock with heaven's timeline. You learn to move when heaven moves, not when opportunity knocks. Seventh, the element of surprise. When you emerge from divine hiding, you catch the enemy off guard. He was expecting the old you, but you've been transformed in the secret place. You return with authority he didn't calculate, wisdom he didn't expect, and power he cannot contest. Isaiah 45:3 promises, I will give you hidden treasures, riches stored in secret places, so that you may know that I am the Lord. Those treasures aren't just material. They're revelations, strategies, connections, and anointings that only come through divine hiding. Now let me tell you exactly what this hiding looks like practically. It doesn't mean quitting your job or abandoning responsibilities. It means becoming intentionally invisible in certain spaces. It means not posting every breakthrough on social media, not sharing every detail with every person, not accepting every invitation, not answering every call. It means creating sacred boundaries around what God is doing. When the manifestation begins, and trust me, you'll know when it does, heaven is instructing you to move quietly. Delete the paragraph before you post it. Cancel the meeting that feels forced. Decline the partnership that looks good but feels heavy. Stop explaining your moves to people who haven't earned explanation rights. This hiding is selective visibility. You're not hiding from purpose. You're hiding from parasites. You're not hiding from destiny. You're hiding from distraction. You're not hiding from God's people. You're hiding from energy pirates who want to feast on your breakthrough without contributing to your burden. Matthew 7:6 warns, do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. Your breakthrough is your pearl. Your testimony is sacred. Not everyone deserves access to your miracle in real time. Here's what's going to happen when you obey this instruction. First, people will notice your absence and feel uncomfortable. Good. Your obedience to heaven will disturb hell's expectations. Second, opportunities that would have drained you will pass by. Perfect. They were detours disguised as destinations. Third, you'll feel like you're missing out. You're not. You're being set up for something that makes everything else look amateur. Fourth, your faith will be tested in isolation. This is intentional. Gold is refined in hidden furnaces, not public platforms. The timeline has already been established. This hiding isn't indefinite. It's a divine pause before supernatural acceleration. When God says emerge, you'll know. The doors will open without knocking. The platforms will appear without auditioning. The resources will flow without begging. The relationships will align without forcing. But until then, master the art of sacred secrecy. Become excellent at strategic silence. Perfect the practice of productive hiding. Let me share something profound. The Hebrew word for hide is sathar, which doesn't just mean to conceal. It means to protect through concealment. God isn't hiding you from blessing. He's hiding you for blessing. He's not keeping you from your promise. He's keeping you for your promise. There's a difference between being hidden and being buried. Buried things are dead. Hidden things are being prepared for revelation. You're not buried, chosen one. You're planted, and what's planted in secret always manifests in public. Right now, as you receive these words, heaven is restructuring things on your behalf. Contracts are being reviewed in the spirit. Connections are being orchestrated in the invisible realm. Resources are being redirected to your address. But all of this requires your cooperation with divine instruction. When he says hide, you hide. When he says move, you move. When he says speak, you speak. When he says silence, you become silent. This is not blind obedience. This is strategic partnership with heaven's agenda. The world will not understand your hiding. They'll call it isolation, depression, giving up, falling off. Let them. Their interpretation of your obedience is irrelevant. You're not hiding from life. You're hiding into purpose. You're not retreating from battle. You're reloading for victory. Every moment in hiding is adding to your spiritual account. Every second of obedience is multiplying your authority. When you emerge, and you will emerge, you'll understand why heaven required this sacred pause. Here's the prophetic timeline heaven wants you to know. The hiding begins the moment the first manifestation appears. Not when everything is complete, but when the first domino falls. That promotion whisper, that relationship shift, that financial door cracking open, that's your signal. Don't wait for full manifestation to hide. Hide at first manifestation, because between first fruit and full harvest is when the enemy strikes hardest. Your hiding disrupts his assignment. It's already planned, chosen one. Your name has already been discussed in heavenly boardrooms. Your case has already been presented before the throne. The verdict has already been rendered in your favor. The resources have already been allocated. The angels have already been assigned. But all of this hinges on your obedience to divine instruction. When heaven says hide, it's not suggestion. It's a prescription for supernatural acceleration. Amen. If this message penetrated your spirit, comment hidden but not forgotten 777. Let that be your declaration that you're ready to obey heaven's strategy. Share this with someone who needs to understand that their isolation is not abandonment. It's divine appointment. Subscribe to stay connected to heaven's frequency. Your hiding is temporary, but your elevation is permanent. Stay hidden until heaven says emerge. Your time is coming, chosen one. God bless you.